The intermediate trick, reverse and circle once. Our objective is to teach your dog to reverse around you. For the prerequisite, ideally your dog will have good rear end awareness, be fluent and comfortable doing the backup, and have high value for left or right heel position. No equipment is required for the final trick, but it is helpful to start the trick in a corner or a nook, or use something like a puppy exercise pen. First, ensure your dog is comfortable in your selected environment, such as the corner or an X-pen. Do some static work or circling forward around you to accustom him to the restricted space. Many people find it awkward trying to get the dog to reverse behind them, and it's unfamiliar territory for the dog. An easier approach is to have the dog across the front of you and ask him to reverse into heel position, which is a position with which he is very familiar and has a high reward history. Start just slightly ahead of heel position to start with and ask him to find heel. Next time, start a little further across the front of you and again ask him to find heel. Progressively take him further around your body so that when he reverses around you, he has further to go to get back into heel position. Once he is starting well behind you, he is doing almost 360 degrees in reverse. You can follow a similar process for the other side. Moving in both directions is beneficial for balance of his muscles, but it also provides a foundation skill which will later support the reverse leg weave. Alternatively, you can follow a similar process using an X-pen. Again, first ensure that your dog is comfortable in this constrained space. Let him feel comfortable, and then you can start doing some classical conditioning of heel position. You can then work from just forward of heel position, reversing into heel as demonstrated in the earlier clips. Then progressively increase the distance of reversing around you. An alternative approach is to have the dog beside you, a little behind ideal heel position. Very gently move in towards the dog and the barrier, roughly in line with his neck. He's likely to take a step backwards, and when that happens, mark and reward. Gently moving into his space and blocking forward movement with your body will encourage him to move backwards. Mark for even any slight movement backwards, then reward in position. Gradually asking for more distance before marking. Then you can practice the reverse outside the corner or X-pen. Go back to marking and rewarding for small increments of the circle. Another method is to push the dog backwards around you with a treat on his nose. Whichever method you use, once the dog understands reversing around you, you can build on distance and sometimes vary your start and finish points. Most importantly, work on building your dog's understanding and confidence until he can fluidly complete an entire reverse circle around you. Also, reward strategically once he has completed the circle and is straight beside you in the same location as at the start of the trick. Now pulling together the key elements of the trick. For the setup, your dog will be in a stand beside you on your left or right. You will give the dog a verbal cue and/or a hand signal to reverse around you, and the dog will make one complete circle, moving backwards around you and finish in the same place as at the start of the trick. You remain stationary throughout the trick. On completion of the 360-degree circle around you, your dog will finish in the same location, but not necessarily the same stance as at the start of the trick. Now for some examples of the intermediate trick, reverse and circle once.